In this crypto charting session, we'll be talking about Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Solana. Are you guys ready? Let's go! All right, everyone. For today's crypto charting session, let's start off with Ethereum, no? Now, itong Ethereum, like we discussed prior, the flow is still to the downside kasi nga nag-form tayo ng high, low. Baka ito yung possible lower high niya. And then, we're looking to see if mag-perform ba siya ng lower low. Again, I realize na kapag tinignan natin to sa daily time frame or sa lower time frame, maaaring mag-iba yung view natin, no? And we'll see that because we'll slowly move down one time frame after the other. But for this particular time frame, the flow is still to the downside. Yes, nagkaroon tayo ng bounce. Yes, we could turn from here. But the flow, the overall flow is still to the downside. Okay? Last week, patuloy pa rin yung pababa natin. And this week, we are essentially trading within last week's candle. Meaning, nag-range pa rin tayo. Kung ano yung range na trinade natin last week, we're still trapped within the same area this week. Wala gaanong ganap. Okay? Now, if we can move to the downside dito, sabihin natin mabasag natin yung the low from the previous week, then we might start pushing lower, no? Baka balikan natin tong area na to between 2,159 and 2,300. But for now, there's really not much to do other than to wait and see what price wants to happen, what the market wants to happen. Now, for a more clearer picture, let's look at the daily time frame. And dito sa daily time frame, you can see na mas dumami ng konti yung levels natin. Tapos, meron akong yellow zone na drawing dito. Kaya ako may yellow zone dito, I was telling my students na kung mabasag tayo cleanly beneath this yellow zone and we can start holding beneath it, then baka mangyari is we can start pushing towards tong 2,670 na level. And if mabasag yung 2,670, then baka balikan natin tong 2,444 next. However, as you can see from here, and you will see the same when we go down the time frame, we did trade lower pero binawi din niya agad. Binalikan niya agad pataas tong yellow zone natin, and afterwards, bumalik siya, nag-hold, and then we pushed higher. Okay? Now, can we say na may parang inverted head and shoulders na nagaganap dito? Yes. Okay? I can see that. But overall, dahil alam natin na yung higher time frame, yung flow is still to the downside, medyo mas maingat tayo dito sa daily time frame. Yes, nagkaroon tayo ng low, high, higher low, higher high, no? And that's a good thing. Pero after nito, talagang tuloy-tuloy lang tayo pababa eh. We have eaten up most of this move na pataas. So, I'm still a little wary of going long dito sa Ethereum simply because of that. If sabihin natin we can come back and start trading above tong 3,000, 3,100 area again, then I might have to change my views, no? But for now, all that we can do is to just watch it. Kasi we are trading within this range between this yellow zone hanggang dito sa 3,000 na level. Again, if we break above it, then baka balikan niya tong inflection zone na to, inflection point. As you can see, it has acted as both resistance and support. And resistance again along the way, no? Even if you go to the left, makita natin yung level na yun. Hindi ko lang siya ninagay dito kasi malayo pa naman yung price ton, and, you know, I don't want my chart to look like a notebook. Okay? But, again, it's a good sign na dito sa daily, nagkaroon na tayo nung higher high, higher lows. It's just that, dahil wala pa tayong direct confirmation sa higher time frames, I'm a little wary of just simply jumping in or switching my bias to long. Now, let's look at this from the 4-hour time frame. Sa 4-hour time frame, mas nagiging obvious yung mga tinitignan natin. Okay? Yes, if it breaks above 3,000, sinasabi natin kanina, baka balikan niya yung mga highs na yun, and ito nga yun. Okay? As we can cleanly see, ito yung mga inflection points natin na pinag-usapan kanina. And as we can also see, dito sa 4-hour time frame, may nabuo tayo na supply zone dito. So there's that possibility na if we break out, baka mauntog tayo dyan. Okay? Also, kung titignan natin, meron din tayong supply zone dito. Okay? And this is why I'm still very bearish dito sa Ethereum overall, no? Aside from the higher time frames, usually kasi, ang pinaka-indicator na pababa tayo is nagpo-form tayo ng supply zones along the way, tapos yung mga demand zones hindi nare-respect. Okay? So, parang ito, may demand zone tayo dito, hindi rin respect. Nung binaba, binasag lang agad. Okay? So, pwede rin na kung mabasag natin tong 3,000, makahanap tayo ng resistance dito sa white zone natin. Okay? So, konting ingat-ingat lang kasi dito sa 4-hour time frame, mas nagiging obvious yung sinasabi natin na pababa siya sa daily, di ba? Kasi ito yung higher high, higher low, high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and so on, no? So again, textbook na downtrend. So konting ingat-ingat lang. When you trade, you want to trade within the flow kasi we want to take the easier trades if at all possible. Yes, this could very well hold. We broke above this structure here. So it could come back here, hold, and start pushing higher, targeting here. But I want to see it happen muna. I'm not gonna leave an order there blind and hope na basta bumalik din yung price, we start pushing higher. Kasi wala naman tayo nabasag na clean-cut na structure eh. Yung kailangan mabasag na structure is ito eh. Hindi naman natin nabasag yan eh. Okay? And if nabasag natin yan, mag-hold ganyan, ang liit lang eh. So, no real sense trading it, no? So, overall, wait and see approach tayo dito sa Ethereum. Yes, the flows are bearish, but there's really no trade to act upon right now. Alright, so next let's take a look at Bitcoin, no? Now, tong Bitcoin, as always, will start off sa weekly chart and slowly work our way down sa 4-hour chart, no? Para mas comprehensive yung view at yung analysis natin. Now, dito sa weekly chart, kung titignan natin, the overall flows is still to the downside, meaning nag-form tayo ng high, low, lower high, lower low. So, we're thinking na ito ba possible lower high? And then, kapag yan nga yung possible lower high natin, ang magiging confirmation is if we can break below tong 32,900 na level, then that's saying na okay, nag-form tayo ng isa pang lower low at mukhang magpapatuloy pa tayo sa push natin to the downside. Okay? Ano pa yung pwede nating pansinin dito sa weekly chart? First off, yun nga na meron tayong head and shoulders pattern na nabuo dito sa Bitcoin, no? So para sa akin, ang pinaka-invalidation nung bearish pattern is if we can come back and trade above this yellow line, which is 52,900, or ilagay na lang natin cleanly at 53,000. If we can start trading above 53,000, then for me, magiging mas bullish na talaga yung itsura niya. Okay, again, this is based purely sa weekly chart pa lang, no? Aside from that, we can also see that price is channeling up and nauntog na tayo dito sa supply zone na to, tong white zone, multiple times. So, is it possible ngayon na kapag umangat tayo ulit within this channel, ay naghahanap lang tayo ng deeper area to test sa supply zone na to? We'll see more of that when we go down sa lower time frames. Okay? But again, based purely dito sa weekly time frame natin, the flow is still to the downside. So, kapag ito lang ang tinitingnan natin, okay, meaning wala kayo ganong pakialam sa dailies, 4-hour or whatever, then I think overall flows is still to the downside, but we are currently consolidating where we are. Meron tayong slight consolidation na nangyayari dito. Okay? Now, to see more of that and to understand better, let's go down sa daily time frame. I've removed yung channel dito sa daily time frame para lang mas clear, no, yung tinitingnan natin. Also, tatanggalin ko rin tong white zone na mas malaki. Remember, sabi natin sa weekly chart, ilang beses siyang binilikan and price could be channeling towards a higher area within this white zone. Okay? And that higher area is here, around 49,000, no? We could be channeling towards here, dito sa daily na supply zone, bago tayo makahanap ulit ng push, okay, ng resistance that pushes us lower, assuming na magpatuloy yung channel na to. Remember, the channel could always just break. Hindi naman niya kailangan akitin yan eh. I'm just saying na if it holds and it continues to climb higher, baka yan yung patunay na tuloy pa rin yung channel, dyan tayo mauuntog, tapos bababa na naman tayo. Okay? As you can see, itong white zone na to kinda coincides with yung yellow line na tinitignan natin. So again, if we can break above that, then I will be a lot more bullish dito sa Bitcoin. But for now, looking at the daily time frame, we can see that we are still stuck within this range here. Okay? Yes, we broke above tong level na to at 39.2, which opens up the possibility na baka mabalikan natin yung next level of resistance at 41,800, followed by 44,200. However, as I've mentioned numerous times in the past, usually kapag ganitong very, very choppy na, it's not gonna be an easy and simple trade. Magkakaroon ng maraming untog dito, untog dyan, fake out dito, fake out dyan. Kasi nga, yung mga pwedeng sumalo dito, baka mag-isip na sila lumabas, pushing price lower. Yung mga very bearish sa Bitcoin, they might decide na, okay, sige, umangat na dito, time to get short again. So, it's not gonna be a clean cut and very easy trade, no? Whereas, if we break to the downside naman, sabihin natin, mabasag natin tong 36.6 na level, then I think that's a more clear-cut na trade idea. At least in my mind, it is. The scenario would be, kung nabasag natin yan, since puro wicks lang naman yung nangyari dito to the left side, diba? Then it might be easier for price to push lower, possibly targeting 34,300 next or 32,900. Okay? But for now, where we are, as I said, nagkakaroon tayo ng minor consolidation sa area na to. It's likely best to stay on the sidelines muna rather than to force a trade simply because nothing very, very clear is shaping up just yet. Okay? Now, the most extreme scenario, sabihin natin, biglang bumaksak to over the week na hindi tayo nagkausap about Bitcoin. Bumaksak, mabasag niya tong 28.8. Pag mabasag yan 28.8, then I think the next level will be around 23,800 followed by 19,900. And then finally, tignan po natin tong Solana. Now, tong Solana, similar sa mga brethren niya, no? Nag-form tayo ng high, low, lower high, lower low. Etong lower high na to, nabasag to the upside actually. But one can argue na part lang to ng structure, tapos ito, nag-form tayo ng lower high, tapos now we're pushing to the downside again. I'm simply pointing out both aspects para very unbiased yung tingin natin dito sa Solana, no? If that's at all possible. Now, again, similar sa mga kapatid niya, we are trading within last week's range. Okay? So, trap pa rin tayo, nagko-consolidate pa rin siya. Hindi pa rin desidido yung market where it really wants to go. Based purely on the weekly time frame, we can say na if it moves to the downside, mabasag natin tong 75, then our next level would be somewhere here. Okay? Dito sa high na to, which is around 58. Okay? Tapos, kung mabasag naman tayo to the upside, mabasag natin yung 106, then there's the possibility that price could push higher. I'm not gonna think na it's gonna come all the way back sa 143. Diba? If you twisted my arm, I would say na next potential target from there would likely be itong high na naiwan dito, which is at 122. Bakit 122? So, I purposely didn't move my levels hanggang nag-charting tayo para lang makita nyo where it was from when we last discussed it, no? Tapos, paano nagbago yung way of thinking ko. Tinitingnan ko kasi dito, we broke to the upside really fast as binawi natin agad yung entire move. So, where was the last level of resistance before this happened? Hindi ba ito? And then, if we look to the left, inflection point din siya. It acted as support here and resistance here, di ba? So, it stands to reason na even if we were able to break above tong 106, the next natural target would still be etong resistance na price traded above and then binawi agad on the very next candle. Now, para lang maging mas clear, let's move down to the lower time frames, no? Now, dito sa time frame na to, we can see where we're at. Essentially, nag-range dito yung price. We broke up, hindi kinaya, hindi nag-hold. We broke back down and we nearly came back to the bottom end of the range. So usually kapag ganyan, ang iniisip ko is potential overshoot lang to, and what's actually going on is we're just ranging between 75 hanggang 122. Okay, kasi parang lumalabas na anomaly lang to aberration lang. Parang inabot lang ng price itong area of previous consolidation na to, and then we started pushing lower. Parang binawi lang niya itong inefficient move to the downside. So because of all those reasons, tinitingnan ko tong Solana na parang okay, sige, so nag-range lang tayo between 75 hanggang 122, no? Now, that's a slight change from my original view na very bearish pa rin. That actually hasn't changed all that much. I'm still bearish Solana, but para maging, kumbaga magpatuloy yung move to the downside, we need to see a break between beneath tong 75. Kasi hanggang nag-hold yan, mas tama na i-assume natin na nag-range lang tayo sa area na yan diba? Even if that breaks, so binaba ko isang level ko dito, pwede pa rin mag-act as support tong 66. So possible na mangyari, diba, nag-range tayo, broke up, overshoot, balik sa range. Possible na bumaba dyan, overshoot, break up, balik lang sa range natin, no? So that's something to watch out for lang dito sa Solana. Okay? Ay, sorry, na-move siya. Something to watch out for dito sa Solana. So, kunwari, hindi tayo tuluyan na basag to the downside. Yes, I'm still more biased in taking shorts. As I said, obvious naman na bearish yung overall flows Kahit dito sa daily natin tingnan, to pa rin yung high, low, low, and so on, di ba? Obvious naman yung bearish flows So, nagkaroon tayo ng downtrend to ranging, and usually, kapag ganyan nangyayari, ano yung next move? Susunod lang tayo sa direction ng original trend, which is to the downside. Okay? Yung mga ganon, very textbook naman yun, no? So, if I can take shorts from here, targeting tong range lows, sure. Pero right now, kasi walang clear cut na nakikita dito sa Solana, at least not for me. Okay? Pero kung sabihin natin mabasag to, tong area na to, then for sure, I'll be looking for potential shorts to target yung 58 na pinag-usapan natin kanina. Okay? Now, let's look at this from a 4-hour perspective. Okay, para lang mas clear pa yung picture, no? So, dito, makikita natin yung move to the upside, yung range natin. Then, from that, nag-downtrend tayo. Again, high, low, lower, high, lower, low. And so on, no? So, para magbago yung view natin, kahit at the very least dito sa lower time frame na to, then there needs to be something that changes within this particular structure. Para sa akin, that change occurs if we can break above tong area na to. So, just let me draw it out, no? So, something a little like this. If we can break above this area here, okay? Hindi kasi malinis yung area, kaya di ko siya dinagyan but this entire area here, if we can start trading above that, okay? If we can start trading above that, then baka yung kumbaga natural next direction is for us to come back and tag tong support natin, resistance natin at 106.5. Pero as long as we're trading beneath that zone, then there's really not much to do other than to wait. I often get a question na kung bearish ka, bakit di ka na lang basta mag-short? Kasi walang setup Kahit naman meron akong bias, it doesn't mean that there's a trade to be taken. Kasi syempre, we need to consider yung risk-reward factors Maaaring meron akong bias, meron akong belief kung where price would go. Pero kung wala namang magandang risk-reward para sa akin, kung wala namang nagpo-form na trade idea para sa akin, there's no sense in trading it in the middle of nowhere. Diba? That's a good way to burn your account Parang na-FOMO ka lang, feeling mo, kasi alam ko bababa to Tapos hindi mo na trade, bumaba nga, maiinis ka, diba? Pero kung wala talagang trade to be had, then there's no point trading it. Telling direction is different from forming a trade idea. Okay? So once again, yes, my bias is still bearish, but there's really no trade to be had just yet dito sa Solana. So guys, dito po nagtatapos yung video natin, no? I hope nakatulong po to sa inyo kahit konti and may natutunan kayo kahit papano. And if so, I would really appreciate it if you give this video a like and consider subscribing to my channel. And as always guys, maraming salamat po sa panonood. I really appreciate it. Good luck and happy trading!